Hey everybody, Mr. Hargrave here. I got a special request on this one. So, one of my followers here, Eric, new to the Resistance, heard me talking on Valley's video, and he heard me. Very swift guy, this guy. He picked up on it. Valley didn't quite catch on even. When I said I'm ahead of schedule for Dark Dimension 4, and he wants to know how I knew that, and maybe give some insight into how I plan for Dark Dimension 4, and it instantly came to me kind of how to show it. I'm not saying you should do this. I'm going to be different than the other content creators who are making infographics, who are having you do complicated spreadsheets and putting all these numbers. This is a super simple way, okay? I did this on a piece of paper. I do this in my head. I use in-game resources as much as possible. I don't like stuff outside a game. I think MSFGG is wonderful. They have a wonderful tool on how to do this. It takes a lot of time. I don't have it. I don't have the time for that kind of business, okay? So I want a super simple way, and I'm sure you do too. And I'm going to try to explain this. The explanation is probably more complicated than the actual process, but we're going to get there. If you watch this, by the end, you should kind of understand what it is. It's going to repeat over and over again, too. This is the same thing I did for Dark Dimension 3 and 2, and it's going to go on for Dark Dimension 5 and so forth. So take the time with me here, hear me out, and we can kind of understand how this works. So this is the blank sheet. I also have one that I have in progress, where I've done kind of mapped out my progress. Once again, this is not what I did to plan for Dark Dimension 4. This is just kind of like, you're looking inside my brain right now. And what I'm going to do is I am actually going to take a popular content creator's plan. I'm just going to look at their infographic, and I'm going to input the characters. Now, this isn't what he's suggesting that you do. I don't want to throw that much shade at another content creator. I think they definitely mean well with this. I think it's fantastic. But I'm just going to take it at face value as far as the characters that I'm supposed to take into Dark Dimension 4. And I'm going to see what happens to the plan and how many months that's going to take me to build it. If I started today, many people watching this video have already started. You already have some characters at tier 15. I'm going to tell you how to take what you have today, figure out how many months you have left, and go from there. You don't have to travel to the past. You don't have to see into the future, although this is going to help you kind of get that glimpse. All right, so first person we're going to do, we got a couple mutant characters that everyone's taken into global, right? We're taking in Mr. Sinister, Mr. S, and we're taking in Emma, okay? Mr. Sinister and Emma. I think that's a common one. Now, I have their cost. I have a little legend down here of how much it costs in simple points. I'm taking it down to simple, okay? I don't want to know. I don't want a big number at the end of this. I want a small number that I can wrap my head around, okay? And I'll explain why it works. You can do this. So Mr. Sinister, he's a 54. He's going to become a 3. And I'll show you why in game real quick. I'm going to show you how this translates, why that's a 3. Why Mr. Sinister's a 3. I think Mr. Sinister's a good one to show too, because I didn't take him. I skipped Mr. Sinister, and I'll tell you why too. He's great. He's fantastic. He's one of the best characters to take into Dark Dimension 4. But I just didn't. Number one, I don't have him to 7 stars. I don't have very good red stars on him. I just haven't done the work. I do have him tier 14 though, so I can show you what I'm talking about, why he's the number that I'm saying. He's a 3. Okay, he's a 3 because I don't need one of the tier 15s here. This isn't a T15. Okay? I don't need that. This one's never a tier 15. Okay, this is the like tier 13 unique, I think is what they call that. It's not a tier 15. This is a 15. Okay, that's a 15. It needs these 15s. Okay, so that's 1. That's 1. This is a 1. Up here, there's another one. That's a 2. You can do this all in game. This is not a tier 15. And here's a 3. Okay, that's why he's a 3. It's very easy. You can look at any character you have and figure out how many, tier 15 max, how many main pieces you need is what we're getting to here. I don't care how many, broken out little pieces I need to take Proxima Midnight to tier 15 today. I need 1. Okay, I really only need 1. I'm really close on her, aren't I? Okay. I only need 1. I already have 18 is what you really need. 18 of each. but I only need one of the big gears, okay? So that's what we're going to count when we do our planning, because you can really get stuck in the weeds on this thing, and there's no need for that. You don't want to get too bogged down, and then you're gonna miss something if you're too far down into the weeds. You want to be real high level on this. That's what they call it. Okay, so 54, Mr. Sinister, he's a 3, and Emma is a 4. Okay, she needs 72. She's a 4. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's going to take 7. That's going to take 7 full T15 gears to do that. Now, who else are we taking in? Okay, we're also going to take Ghost. She's tech. That's a very good suggestion. I actually recommend that every single person take Ghost to Global. Ghost was my MVP. I've already been through Global, and she just crushed it. No problem. She was on her own a lot of times. All my other team would die, and Ghost would do like 3 turns on her own, dodge everything, do her ult, destroy. You can't beat Ghost. All right, I'm going to recommend we get a skill in here. That's just me, and I'm going to suggest we take Zemo. I'm suggesting everybody take Zemo. It's just a good idea. It's not even just because I'm crazy about Hydra, which I absolutely am. Hail Hydra. Hail Heartgrave. But I just recommend you take him. He's a 3. He's cheap, too. I'm cheap. Quotation marks in the air. Okay, so that's it. And I don't recommend you take more than 4. That's all you need. Now, what I do recommend you do is now you want to sneak in a Thanos. Most likely. I don't know what you're actually going to do, but I know most people up here in my alliance, most people I know take in Thanos. He costs 3. You can do him right with your first wave. Get him in your black order. Let him help you out in arena, in raids, wherever you're going to use him. All right, let's also just say we're going to take Minerva. Minerva is going to be really useful, I feel. I just took her to tier 15 myself today. She's going to cost 4, though. She's expensive. All right, who else are we going to take? Let's just take, like I said, this is not the plan. Don't do this, okay? This is an example, and we're going to mess with it later on. You got to make your own plan for your characters. Let's just say we're going to take the Dad Bros. Okay, we're going to take both Dad Bros. Let's just say we're going to do that. I hear it's awesome, right? Let's do it. That's 2 characters. That's all 4. That's everything I need. Let's take the Dad Bros. Once again, we're making mistakes right now because we're going to fix them later. Dad Bros are going to cost me 7. I think you can already see the problem that we're starting to have here, okay? You can already see it happen over there on the right, but let's keep going. Skill. Okay, we're going to take, look, it's recommended that we take the symbiotes, right? Let's take Symbiote Spider-Man, let's take Scream, and let's take Anti-Venom. Okay, we'll take Scream just because she's cheaper. Why not? So that's going to be Spider-Man and Anti-Venom and Scream. Okay, let's add those up. Let's see what that's going to be. Once again, super simple math. I don't need a calculator for this. I don't need a separate column. I'm just going to do it in my head. Spider-Man is a 4. Scream is a 2, and Anti-Venom is a 3. That's 12. 12. That one lit up red for me, right? I'm going to get stuck right there. That's what that red means. I'm going to get stuck right there, waiting for all these bio characters to go. I'm also probably honestly going to get stuck right here. Okay, with this plan the way it is right now, I'm going to get stuck right there, and I'm going to get stuck right there waiting for these 7 gears to come in. Okay, that's going to take a long time, and I'll tell you why. We still need another city. Who else are they telling me to take to city? Everybody's lit up? I don't know. Well, you know what? I'm in trouble now waiting for this. I don't know. Let's take Punisher, okay? Let's just take Punisher. He's cheap, right? He's cheap. Once again, I'm not actually telling. We're making this up. This isn't the real plan. You got to make your own. Okay, here's Punisher. He's a 36. He costs 2. Okay, 2. All right, so he's fast, right? I think you can see there's a window for some opportunity opening up here, too, I think you can see, okay? Legendary. Who are we suggesting that we take for Legendary? Okay, we're suggesting that we take Phoenix. Well, yeah, she's going to be an MVP, right? So Phoenix. And Phoenix is cheap from what I remember. Yeah, she's 54. She's a 3. Cheap, once again. Air quotes, right? Air quotes. She's not going to be red. We're not going to get stuck there. We're stuck back here. Okay, what else are we going to take? We're going to take Ma. He's Mystic. Ma. He's going to be great, right? Phoenix and Ma together, they're going to rip through this. All right, he's a cost of 4, though. He's expensive. All right, I got to get four of those T15 full gears to take him in. Then we're going to look at tech. We're going to look at, let's just do Doc Ock. Doc Ock's a great choice. You don't even get a choice of a skill for a legendary. One doesn't exist yet. I don't know if we'll get that before, this year or when that'd happen. I need one more legendary. Who am I going to take? Let's take we can't take a skill. What am I going to take? Let's just say I'm going to take a bio, okay? I'm going to take a bio. I don't think you should, but let's do it anyway. Let's say I'm Invisible Woman. She's cheap. I hear that all the time. Oh, I'm taking her because she's cheap. I heard that in Dark Dimension 3, too. I heard that from people who got stuck behind me for, 6 months waiting to get through Dark Dimension 3 because they took some people that were cheap. It doesn't pay off. Get good characters. Get good characters that are right for your roster. Don't rush. Okay, so here it is. There's my calculations. I got to pull this out because it's rounding. I'm not the Excel wizard that everyone thinks I am. People are asking me, hey, can you share your spreadsheets? Can you share? And like, the spreadsheets aren't the thing I'm trying to share with you. I'm trying to share with you the knowledge so that you can go out and do this. You don't need a spreadsheet to do this. You can do it in game. You can look at what you have now. You can write it down on a piece of paper. It's a fast thing. You don't have to learn any skills. That's what I really want to get to with this. And I think you can see just from mapping this out that we've got some issues here. We've got some choke points. Some choke points where I have to start, where we're going to start waiting for these mutant characters, and we're going to get stuck again waiting for mutant characters, and we're really going to have a problem up here with bio, where we're going to get stuck forever on bio and then stuck some more. So how long is it going to take us to get 3 bio characters and then another bio character before we're through? And then in total, we're taking 17 mutant characters. I'll tell you right now, this month, this calculation over here is off. If I went with this plan, it would be much more than 3.6 months. And I'll tell you why. Let's have a look at it right now. So what this is over here, what this total month calculation is we approximately, it depends upon what you got to work out your own. This is for me. At my level, okay? We're in Pants of Hulk Hogan, up in the top 20. And it's not really that much different for people lower, but one thing that is different is I do buy the Battle Pass every month. And that's going to be huge. So if you're not buying the Battle Pass, you're probably at least going down to 2 of these T15 full pieces per month. I can't imagine you're netting in 3 if you're not buying the Battle Pass. You got to also be at a high tier in War. Though the win-loss rate doesn't really matter, but be like a high. Let me see. Let's actually see how that breaks down real fast. I meant to look at this before we got into this, but just jump in here real fast and let's see where these kind of like cuts are at as far as because you have to have war currency to buy tier 15s in the war store, and if you're not a certain level, you're going to be getting a lot less. This is the war season. I want the league info. You need to be a certain league. To be getting good rewards. So we're Platinum 1. We're going to hit Platinum 2, a little bit. But we're getting, you see, it's not really that, here's another secret, people. It's not that different between if you win or if you lose in War. These rewards, very little difference. And the T4s are exactly the same. So a lot of alliances out there beating yourselves up, trying to win every war. Is it worth it? I don't know. I don't think so. We don't think so in Pants of Hulk Hogan. And, you say what you want about it, but we live a pretty stress-free life up here. Okay, but what we need are these elite war credits and these normal war credits. We can buy one at a time here, or we can buy the Orbs here, and they get us T15s. So at what point does this really break? Gold 4 is fine. I don't really see a difference. You're earning a little less. You're going to be slower than I am if you're in the silver bracket. We're starting to really not earn a lot. Yeah, okay, all right, yeah. So if you are, as long as you are, I'm going to say like silver 3, you're doing okay on this. Okay, you're probably earning approximately, if you're buying the Battle Pass, You're buying them all when they come in. You're really not buying anything other than T15s with this currency. You're probably super close to where I'm at, even in the upper reaches of, the top 20 and whatnot that we're in. So it's not, I'm not earning them significantly faster than you. I'm not wailing on these. I'm not buying the offers. This is very lenient. 3 tier 15s a month. It's give or take. It's all approximations, okay? And you can get real specific with this. You can go out. Verandius has an amazing spreadsheet. There's a few people out there. MSF GG has an amazing tool. You put in your roster. You type in all your gear. And you can map this down to the second when you're gonna complete these things. That's not what we're doing. This is just a real rough plan to see, hey, am I on track? Do I have the right characters? Can I take this one? What am I doing? What's this look like for me? Just T15 wise. We're not even talking about the massive amount of superior basic catalysts that you're gonna need. And all I'm gonna tell you about superior basic catalysts is don't mess around. Don't take any other characters to tier 13 or 14. Just focus on these tier 15s. Get through it. Get Doom. Get the first time rewards. Then you can loosen up a little bit, widen up your roster, and play around. But for right now, keep it real tight, real focused on tier 15s. So I'm earning 3 points a week. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it's for each trait. For each trait, especially when you buy the battle pass. You're kind of equaling out. And this also includes events, so it's really at the whim of what they do to us. Okay, this is why we get a little upset when the events come in and they don't quite have the tier 15s that we need, because those kind of factor into this 3 tier 15 pieces a month that we've kind of been getting. But when they short us on one of these events, it does hurt, and it will affect how fast we get in. Most good plans are probably going to be from the start to the end. I mean, we actually, this number right here, 3.6 months or whatever, 3.7 months, that's actually what it's going to take everybody from start to finish. And that's what that's what everybody's on track for. If you've been only applying T15s to the characters you're going to take into Dark Dimension for. If you've been spreading them around, it's going to take longer. But approximately, it's taking everybody the same amount of time. Unless you're whaling, you're spending, then you can speed it up. Things like that. But all plans, if you only take 4 per trait, which is what or 4 per area, which is what we're doing. You only need 4 to get in, or you need 5 to get in. I'm sorry, but you only need 4 to go into each section. So that's why I do this little global trick here, where we take 4 global and then we sneak a cosmic in early, because you can. You need 5 to start, but only 4 for the global, 4 for cosmic, 4 for city. Some people think they got to take 5 into each. That's a misconception. It's 4. You have 5 to start and then 4 for each. So all plans are going to be like that. But where you're going to run into problems here is if you're trying to take in 17 mutant gears, 17 is going to take you a lot longer. Because you're only going to get 3 gears per week, and you need 17. So that's going to take much longer than 3.6 months. What this is showing is that it's going to take me 3.6 months to gather up 55 gear pieces. So I need to spread those gear pieces evenly amongst these traits. You don't want it to look like this. I think maybe it's time to go over to my sheet and let me know if you need me to go more in depth on this. I most certainly, we can try again. Maybe I can do it with a piece of paper or something. If that wasn't clear, I don't know. Once again, I'm just trying to get the stuff out of my head and trying to share it with you. So this is my plan. And I'm done with my global. I went weird with my global. I took a Red Skull for bio. I took Zemo, I took Ghost, I took Emma. I'm one piece away from finishing up Proxima, so I took this down from where it was down to a 4. I just subtracted the gear pieces that I've added, the full gear pieces. As you saw earlier when we were looking at my roster, I only had 1 to go on her. I'll get this out of here. So if you look at my Proxima, and you know what, I don't even really have to count this because I'm 1 away. So it's like that's going to happen just tonight, any second. And then glaive, you see I need 4 pieces. 4. And that's how I look at this. I don't look at a spreadsheet. I just look at my roster in game. It's not really a spreadsheet only situation. It's something that's in my head. So glaive, I need 4. And that's where I'm stuck. I have Thanos, I have Minerva, I'll have Proxima, and I will be stuck here waiting for glaive. How many pieces do I get per month? How many skill pieces? I get 3. So it's going to take me a month before I get them. But that whole time, I'm going to be working on my city. I almost already have Symbiote Spider-Man. I could even subtract that right now. Let's go ahead and do that. I think I put in the number. He's only 1 away too, right? So he's 1 away. We're really close. Really close on him. I don't even want to, you know, I'll leave it on there as a 1, but it's going to go really fast. And then who else did I say I'm going to take in Carnage. He's a 3. And then we're going to look at Anti-Venom. He's a 3. So that's 6, 7. So that's going to become a 7. And I can start getting a real good idea of when this is going to happen for me. Because I've got these nice and even over here. As much as I can. Ghost Rider, I'm down to just needing, I think, like 2 pieces for him. Have a look real fast. 2 pieces. Really close. And this is what I was saying. I guess this is kind of this is the explanation we've been waiting for. I'm ahead on my Mystic. See, I needed Thanos, and so I can start working on my City Mystic because I am stuck. I can't go into Cosmic right now until I get glaive. I'm taking glaive, so until I get him, I can't go into my city, but I can start working ahead. Because I know I only planned on taking 3 Mystics, period, and I spread that out. See, I planned the most trait I loaded up on was Bio. This is my only this is like my biggest mistake in my plan was taking 4 Bio, and air quotes on that mistake because I don't feel it was a mistake for me. I have a 6 Red Skull. I'm very big on Hydra, Hail Hydra, so I took Red Skull, and I'm going to take these 3 symbiotes. I'm not going to take 4. I hear it gets very difficult if you take less than 3 symbiotes, so I do recommend taking 3 symbiotes. However, I don't recommend necessarily dropping a bio over here, or here, or here. I just put it all into city probably. Depends on your roster and what you're doing. For skill, Zemo, Proxima, and Glaive, that's all. For tech, Ghost, Mini, and Doc Ock. Mystic, Thanos, Ghost Rider, Ma, and for mutant, Emma, Phoenix, and since I kept my plan kind of open and I didn't set anything in stone, I'm able to get Jubilee in, which is going to be phenomenal because she's really good, right? And that happened to me on Dark Dimension 3. I solidified my plan too early and I missed Ma. I wasn't able to get Ma into Dark Dimension 3 until the second time around, and boy, he makes a difference. That slowed me down big time, not being able to take Ma. So I was a little more cautious this time. And I haven't worked ahead on these legendaries. This is actually what I need for the legendaries. I'm holding off on them, mainly because I don't have... I've actually gone in. I've gone to MSF.gg, and I've done the big spreadsheet. And I found out how many superior basic catalysts I need. And that's like a whole other problem. It's a whole nother video to get into. The problem with superior basic catalysts. Calculate them up. Just estimate, you know, like, it's something god-awful, like 2,000 for each character. It's a horrendous amount. I don't know if it's that much, maybe 600 per character. I don't know. The numbers are out there, and we can look at them later if we want to. But it's a lot, and I think it came up that I had like 6,000. I need like 8,000. So I'm just that's all I'm doing. I'm farming a few character shards, and I'm farming superior basic catalysts. And I plan on doing some nightly videos soon. We're going to be nightly streaming where we're going to go over what I do daily. Any kind of insight we can help anyone gain into what your daily routine is. We're going to cover in that. We're going to cover a lot of stuff like this. So here it is. Here's my plan as it stands right now. I think these numbers are accurate at this time. I'm about 1.8 months away. I think that is accurate. These points, these should all come in around the same time. This is kind of phase 1 back here, and this is kind of phase 2. So I'm kind of ahead. I'm starting to dip into phase 2 while phase 1 finishes. Glaive is going to hold me back, and I'm going to get stuck here a little bit. But what you can see here is while I'm stuck here on bio, I need 7. I also need 7 mutant. These will be done by the time these are done. And that's one thing you want to do when you plan is if you have a choke point like this, if you have a choke point after, and if it's on different traits, they're going to finish up at the same time because the trait, they come in 3 a month on each trait. So that's why you want to stagger out the traits. And you don't want to bunch them up in any one area. I think if you looked at my full plan, this was like 13, 11, 11, 11, 11, which is really what you want to do. You want it to be as even as possible. You want your plan to be as even as possible, these numbers. And then you're going to get the finish that you want in the time that you want. So right now I'm looking at finishing up Dark Dimension 4 by the end of April. I believe that's what we're looking at. End of April for me. And that's fine at my pace. And that's going to be determined by what they do with events and things of that nature as well. They're out of my control. I actually assume that they're going to loosen up a little bit on gear at a certain point. That's my prediction. My prediction is what they did with Dark Dimension 3. And we're really out of the video now. If you want to turn off now, make sure you subscribe and like and all that stuff. Share my videos, even the ones I tell you not to share. Go ahead and share them. I don't mind. If anything I wanted to keep to myself, I would have just kept to myself. I wouldn't make a video about it. I'm not a dummy. What was I saying? I do all these live, by the way, too. I don't do any editing. So bear with me. I apologize for that. I apologize for the clickbait and the lack of editing and the lack of professionalism in general. But the information I don't. I believe this is good information. I was saying that I think they're going to loosen up with gear. And what happened in Dark Dimension 3 is that they started selling these tier 14 packs, right? Hey, get your tier 14s for tech. Get your tier 14s for bio, whatever it was. And they sold them like every couple of days. And you could just buy a pack of, T14s and get a jump on whatever you were missing. So I assume that will be happening, like 1,000%. Yes, that'll happen. And then they loosen up a little bit on the gear here and there. We've already seen it happen with the Armory 15 orbs are now introduced into the game. So you can get an orb that's just full of tier 15s. I assume those might be a little easier to get as we go. Right now, they're kind of locked behind that awful Doom raid that is so awful. But, they might loosen that up too. That's what I foresee. Certainly by the time more players get in, because it's to their advantage to kind of get more players into it and even out the player base than they've already kind of milked the whales to get all their money. And when it stops selling, then they got to sell other stuff. And what they're going to start selling are those packs. And who knows? I know I bought one to get tech into Dark Dimension 3 because I kind of messed up my plan. And I was like, all right, let me fix it. Let me spend, what was it, $20 or whatever, and speed up tech, get Minerva in here and get going. That could happen to me with bio or with mutant, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyways, that's the plan. I hope it helps. Once again, I don't really think you need a spreadsheet like this to do it. I might try to make this shareable, though. If I do, I'll stick it down in the description. Let me know in the comments if you want it. I'll see what I can do to make it shareable. I really haven't shared spreadsheets much. I don't think I'm very, these aren't glamorous at all. Most of them require some advanced Excel skills to even work. That's the problem. I know how to make them, but I don't have the skills to make them easy for other people to work them. But if you just like the layout or whatever, I can pop them over here and give them to you as messy as they are, and you can have fun with them. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, Hail Heartgrave.